Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos with the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shops. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you will always be notified of when I do load a new video. And if you could comment, like, and share this video, that would be amazing. Now, I did have a comment recently that I guess I seem to whisper or seem kind of timid in my intro. And honestly, when I do my intro, because it's always exactly the same, I sort of actually put my mind on autopilot so that I don't stumble, because it seems as if when I focus on what I want to say, then somehow it jumbles up and I don't say it the way that I want to. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but I thought that was interesting that someone had commented that. Thank you for leaving me a comment. I'd never realized, but I think, well, I try to have the same volume throughout my video. Plus, when I'm in the edit, I actually bump up the volume because I do tend to be, well, not soft-spoken. If you've met me, you know that's not a thing. But I do tend to have it's not as loud as it should be, and I don't use a microphone. I just use a microphone on my phone. So again, I thought I would mention that. This is late in coming. And I was talking via YouTube to Tara. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I like to pay all of my credit cards on my 5/5 paycheck because I get paid twice a month. But I've realized, and I don't know that I've ever noticed it before, but for the last 2 months, there are 3 credit card payments that actually are not available for the minimum by the time I get paid on the 5th. They actually don't show up until like the 12th or the 13th, which is fine. But then that makes it really hard for me to do a budget video because I don't know what those minimums are. Now, I've learned the hard way that if it doesn't show the minimum, and you pay what you've paid the month before, your credit card is going to assume that's an extra payment and you will still have a minimum. And because I don't have a lot of wiggle room in my budget, I can't afford to pay double payments on credit cards because I didn't wait for the minimum. Now, she did suggest that I contacted them to have them move up the due date, which I will, well, I don't know if I'll do that or if I'll change it where I have more available here and then less available here. Because again, credit cards and student loan payments gets shown here. Now, I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it since we are talking about my monthly budget. I don't have a problem showing you the immense amount of debt I have, the cash envelopes that I do. I'm not sure if by the time this goes up that my April online income video will be up. I don't have a problem with any of that, but I don't feel comfortable showing my actual full-time work income, and that's just something I've been thinking about since I started this budget journey. So when I say expected is $51.95, that's basically what I'm left over with my paycheck after all of those bills are paid. None of the snowball, none of the cash envelopes, nothing. This first paycheck is basically all of my fixed expenses. So every single credit card that I have, and I currently have 14. Now, because I haven't done this, I actually was able to pay off my first snowball credit card debt. So instead of 15 credit cards, I now have 14. Yay. And I'll insert a picture here. I'm pretty sure I took a picture, but and again, depending on the timing of it, this might go up before my April online income, or this might go up afterwards. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure out logistically how it's going to work. But like I said, what I might need to do is I might need to move some of the credit cards here and then move some of either the sinking funds or the cash envelopes or the snowball payment into this one. In my mind, it makes sense. It may not make sense here, but yeah, this might change in the future. Now, it was expected that I'd have $51.95 after I paid all of my credit cards and my student loan, but actually what is in the bank is $40.36, and that's a difference of $11.59. And that's because I did purchase some things on iTunes or Apple or both. And so that's where the difference is for that. I did have an Etsy order before, so I had it earlier this week, but that payment has not hit my bank account, so we're going to put 0 and 0, and that's a 0 difference there. And then for other, I'm not monetized on YouTube. I checked my blog and there's nothing there, and I think that's, and then nothing manifested by way of cash, so that's zeros there, and that's 0, and that's a difference of $11.59, $40.36, and then $51.95. Now for the paycheck that's coming in just a few days, we're going to base that off of last month. So we're anticipating for $60.52, $60.52, and then I will do the actual there. Now for that $40.36, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I don't know if that's going to go towards a sinking fund. I don't know if that's going to go towards my buffer. I don't know. So we're just going to leave that as is. It's not a true zero-based budget as of yet, but I'm hoping not even so much after this paycheck, but after I do my budget review, that this will be a zero-based budget, because then I'll be able to figure out what everything in my account will go towards. And that's my thought process. Just because I think for Amazon, I think I've already earned like $1 for this month, but I don't think that hits until the end of the month. So yeah, and then if there's any other miscellaneous income that's coming in, so, and I think that's where I've been sort of trying to figure out, because the way that I get paid, I don't get paid in the first and the last of the month, or the 15th and the last of the month. So there's actually like a week and a half between my paycheck and the end of the month. So going forward, I think for June, I will recap as soon as I can after the 5th paycheck. I will recap as soon as I can after the 20th paycheck, just so that I have the best snapshot of actually the funds I have. And then I will shore up and go to a zero-based budget on the end of the month recap, just because there are some things that hit accounts that don't happen until the end of the month. And at least that makes sense for me. If you have any suggestions, definitely let me know. I'm in month 5 of my budget journey. I'm going to be 47 this year, and this is the first time I've done an accounting or trying to account for my money, and I definitely see some great benefits. I don't see any negatives. It is still a struggle for me to figure out how to figure things out on paper. So yeah, the struggle is real, guys. Plus, and I've mentioned this before, and I know I shouldn't, but I do deal with comparison, that I wish I had more money. And so, you know, I am working on my Etsy shops and my blog and my YouTube and all of that to help me pay down debt. But I know I absolutely know that I have more money than a lot of people. So I am thankful for my journey, and I just have to keep reminding myself that, you know, I don't know where you are on your journey, and I can't step into your shoes that I see you today, because I don't know what you've gone through to get to where you are today. So it's just something I have to continually remind myself to be aware of. But guys, again, I don't know how beneficial this is to anyone. I don't even know how beneficial this is to me. But I've been wanting to do this for some time, and I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. We'll be doing another one after my 5/20 paycheck, and that one actually will be more interesting because I will be doing my sinking funds and my cash envelopes. And as always, guys, aloha.